नमस्ते बेटियों। ज्योति विद्यापीठ वुमेन्स यूनिवर्सिटी ऑनलाइन क्लासेस में आपका स्वागत है। मैं जेवीएन डॉक्टर अनिल कुमार वंगानी, प्रोफेसर एंड एचओडी डिपार्टमेंट ऑफ रिपर्टरी, आज आपके सामने कैंट रिपर्टरी की शुरुआत करने जा रहा हूं। एंड आई एम गोइंग टू टेक अ लेक्चर ऑन द हिस्ट्री एंड डेवलपमेंट और द फॉर्मेशन ऑफ कैंट्स रिपर्टरी। You know about the early repertories. After turning into a homeopath, Dr. Kent came across with various repertories available like Boningerson's repertory, Lippé's repertory, Bigler's diary, Minton's diseases of uterine, and the Jar's repertory. Jar's repertory in form was very good, whereas Lippé's repertory in characteristics and form was excellent. Therefore, Kent liked Lippé's repertory in its characteristics and form. So he carried Lippé's repertory with him for a number of years until it was not only interleaved but doubly and trebly interleaved. The pages were so closely written upon that it was impossible to find what he had written into it, so that this ended in confusion. So we want to say that Kent liked Lippé's repertory so much in his practice that he used to write some annotations on the pages, and they were so filled that it ended in confusion. But this was the one upon which his earlier reliance rested. तो यही चीज थी जिसके ऊपर उन्होंने अपनी प्रैक्टिस को बेस किया शुरुआती दौर में. Then came the time when he began teaching materia medica in the year 1883, when he could readily realize that homeopaths ought to have more, कि ये repertories काफी नहीं थी. ये मटेरिया मेडिका पढ़ाते वक्त उनको आभास हुआ, क्योंकि मटेरिया मेडिका के अंदर डेटा बहुत ज्यादा था और रिपर्टरी में बहुत कम था. So the conversion was required from materia medica into repertory. The symptom register available at that time, which was Allen's Great Encyclopedia, was so limited that it lacked half of the symptoms. Jar's repertory was placed next in importance because it was a repertory of the grand old remedies, means the basic remedies available at that time, grand old. But our pathogenesis was increased so much at that time that this work was no longer a satisfactory work. उस समय जो अवेलेबल रेमेडीज थी उसमें भी बेसिक शुरुआती दवाइयां जार्स रिपर्टरी में थी, जो कि काफी नहीं थी. It did not fill the requirements of practice, so he began taking up these works and effecting a compilation. तो उन्होंने एक नई रिपर्टरी बनाने की शुरुआत यहाँ से कर दी. Eventually, he had a large manuscript of most of the repertory. He talked with Lee of Philadelphia, as Lippé's abridged form of new repertory was in his hands, and Lippé desired Dr. Kent to enter upon the work of helping or uniting with Lee to produce a complete repertory. डॉक्टर कैंट आप जानते हैं खुद ही लिपेज रिपर्टरी यूज कर रहे थे. वो उनके संपर्क में आए, उन्हें पता चला कि वह एक बहुत बड़ी रिपर्टरी बना रहे हैं और उन्होंने इसमें ली को इन्वॉल्व किया है. वो चाहते थे कैंट भी इसमें अपना सहयोग करें. At that time, Dr. Kent had completed a repertory of urinary organs, chill, fever and sweat, with other sections which were partly complete. So लिपे रिपर्टरी को जानते हुए उन्होंने ऑलरेडी अपना काम शुरू कर दिया था. डॉक्टर कैंट उस समय यूरिनरी ऑर्गन्स पे, चिल पे, फीवर, स्वेट पे अपनी कुछ रिपर्टरी कंप्लीट कर चुके थे. Whereas Lee went to work and got out mind section, and later Dr. Kent helped him to get out head section, but they were very incongruous. वो इतने अच्छे से नहीं लिखे जा रहे थे जो कि ली द्वारा जो वर्क किया जा रहा था. कैंट was not satisfied with that work. The modalities in each rubric in mind were given at the end of the book. क्योंकि यहाँ उन्होंने वही गलती करना शुरू कर दी जो बोनिगसन ने की, ली ने वही गलती की, उन्होंने मॉडलिटीज को पर्टिकुलर सेक्शन से अलग करके एंड ऑफ द बुक पे लिख दिया. Later, the modalities of head and the generalities were placed at the end of the book. This was done in accordance with the Bonigason's idea. Kant's idea about the Bonigason's repertory was that the chief difficulty with Bonigason's repertory is that the modalities of the parts and those of the patient are mixed together so that the book is very unsatisfactory. Dr. Kent was not able to use it with any better results. So Bonigason's first idea in antispheric repertory was that the modalities were satisfactorily arranged in connection with the parts, but he deviated from it in further work like Bonigason Therapeutic Pocket Book and put out modalities together in condensed form in the pocket book. Here he committed that fault. But in antispheric repertory, he was perfect. Even Dr. Hahnemann admired antispheric repertory and wrote introductory part of it. So this, to Kant's understanding, was not principally homeopathy, but some of the doctors were able to use it. They would grasp the idea, and of course, the book was better than having no repertory. कुछ नहीं होने से बेहतर था. Kant found that in the entire Bonigason book, especially arrangement of modalities, general and particular together, was there. Otherwise, it was having many good things. Bonigason was a grand old man, but that was simply his idea and it was defective for Kant's method of practice. Because Kant soon grasped the idea that Hahnemann considered mental symptoms and physical symptoms. Bonigason took the patient himself because he believed the patient has modalities that they are related to the patient and other modalities that are related to each of his individual parts and they and together and let them come out as they will. तो बोनिगसन का आइडिया ये था कि पार्ट्स के जो इतने भी सिम्टम है वो पेशेंट के सिम्टम है, इसलिए he was not differing the particular symptom with the generals. In a short time, Kant saw that the plan started upon by Lee was not what he had expected it to be. Kant told him so and abandoned his efforts to help him improve the repertory. तो डॉक्टर ली कैंट के आइडियाज के साथ नहीं चल रहे थे, लिपेस आइडियाज को फॉलो नहीं कर पा रहे थे, तो कैंट ने उनसे सहयोग करना बंद कर दिया. लेटर ऑन ली was working alone and he became nearly blind. उनकी आंखों की रोशनी काफी कम हो गई and he gave up the work due to health issues. After that, Dr. Kent took the work ahead where Lee had left, but revised it with a new plan. उन्होंने जितने भी डिफेक्ट्स थे उनको हटाया, उसमें से एक नया प्लान दिया जो कि डॉक्टर लिप्पे के अकॉर्डिंग था. Compilation. So Dr. Kent made compilation of all the repertories available at that time upon the new plan he adopted. The plan followed chiefly Lippe's plan, as shown in small handbook of characteristics, gradually enlarging upon that work until it became what it has when the first booklet were completed. तो उस प्लान के ऊपर उन्होंने सारा डेटा, अवेलेबल डेटा इकट्ठा करना शुरू कर दिया जब तक कि रिपर्टरी बुकलेट्स के फॉर्म में सामने आना ना शुरू हो जाए. After that, he took up the clinical symptoms which he has recorded and compared them with the provings. Very many of them were contradictory of the provings. तो कैंट ने ऐसे क्लिनिकल सिम्टम्स को रिपर्टरी में स्थान नहीं दिया जो कि प्रूविंग से कॉन्ट्राडिक्ट कर रहे थे. And so they were rejected. Those that were consistent with the provings, he admitted to the repertory, setting them into various passages where they belong to. The book is now very extensively used. It is a course, a compilation. Dr. Kent did not manufacture the symptoms. but wrote them the best way he knew. डॉक्टर कैंट खुद ये कहते हैं कि मैंने कंपाइल किया, सिर्फ प्लान को बेहतरी से इम्प्लीमेंट किया, अदरवाइज ये कोई मेरा ओरिजिनल वर्क नहीं कहा जा सकता, मैंने तो सिर्फ कंपाइल किया है, इसमें सिर्फ वो स्ट्रिंग मेरी है जिससे मैंने सारे डेटा को ज्वाइन किया है. He said, I do not know how there will ever be a third edition. Neither myself nor my wife could read the proof, and I do not know who would. तो ये काम करते करते डॉक्टर कैंट और उनकी वाइफ जो उसमें सहयोग कर रही थी, वो भी बहुत बीमार हो चले थे. उनने वो थर्ड एडिशन को के प्रूफ को रीड करने के लिए अपने आप को नहीं समझ पा रहे थे कि वो कर पाएंगे. So there are still over 400 copies of second edition unsold, he says. और second edition की copies जो उन्होंने अब छपवा के रखी थी, वो भी काफी हद तक अभी नहीं बिकी थी, तो इसीलिए वो तेजी से उस थर्ड एडिशन पे नहीं आ पा रहे थे. So after so much pain and hardship, Dr. Kent and his wife effort, the Kent's repertory was born. डॉक्टर कैंट और उनकी वाइफ ने बहुत ज्यादा मेहनत की है, तभी जाकर के कैंट रिपर्टरी हमारे यूज के लिए सामने आ पाई. He left annotated second edition, which was to be published after his death in the year 1916. तो उन्होंने डेथ से पहले एक एनोटेटेड सेकंड एडिशन को छोड़ा था, जो कि एक थर्ड एडिशन के रूप में पब्लिश होना था. So, dear students, this was the history of Kent's repertory, and I will like to put some assignment for you to know how much you have learned from the lecture. The competitive question from today's topic is, which of the following are present in the Kent repertory? Which of the following combination is there all present in Kent's repertory? The first is anxiety, disgust, embarrassment, and yielding. Second is the open air, cloudy weather, winters, autumn. Third is the walking, running, sleeping, exertion. Fourth is the knee, head, mouth, chest. You have to tell which of the combination is all present in Kent's repertory. Now, university question to check your understanding. The question number 1 is, what various editions of Kent repertory were published and when? Question number 2 is, how dreams of falling will be searched in this repertory? किस पार्ट में आप ड्रीम्स को सर्च करेंगे, खासकर ड्रीम्स ऑफ फॉलिंग को? So these are the assignments which you have to submit. I hope you have enjoyed the lecture. In the last, you can see these are the doctors Boric and Teffel of US, who were the publishers of Kent repertory. Thank you all for being patient, and I hope you have enjoyed the lecture. Thanks a lot.